Hi everyone, Dr. Hill here. I'd like to introduce you to the class Microsoft Teamspace. This is the space for Philosophy 2202F, Western Early Modern Philosophy. We'll be using Microsoft Teams as a communication platform so that we can interact as a group and hopefully we can all be on the same page. Hopefully it'll be much easier than email or OWL. That's the idea anyway. It also will host all the other technologies that we'll be using for the term except for OWL. So I want to show you what the space is like. For those of you that are brand new to Microsoft Teams, there are tutorials. I've connected tutorials to Microsoft Teams that Microsoft offers. You can find tutorials on LinkedIn Learning. Western has a subscription to LinkedIn Learning, and you can access some tutorials there as well. This is just a brief presentation of how I've set up the Teamspace that we'll use for this class. So without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk you through the space and how I hope we can use it this term. So you should be seeing my Office 365 page. Again, everyone at Western has an Office 365 account. We've got this suite of Microsoft products. You can see the link to Teams right here in the middle. You can click on that link and it will open up a browser and you can have Microsoft Teams inside the browser. There's also an app for Microsoft Teams. That's what I tend to use. The app allows things like notifications in the computer so that things pop up when notifications occur. The app looks very much like the browser, as you can see here. So what I've done is I've just connected, just downloaded the app and got all my teams in the app, and I can kind of have all of it at my fingertips, so to speak. The way in which Teams is laid out, there's this thing on the left, this menu bar. Activities give you notifications. There's a chat feature so that you can chat with anybody. You can chat with anybody at Western through this feature. I do not want to use chat for this class. I will look into setting up a group chat for everybody, but I don't want to be responding to individual chats all the time. I will try to set up a group chat and then have certain hours that I keep an eye on the group chat if you have things that you want to have addressed immediately. We'll talk about that elsewhere. The main area for the team site is this Teams tab. You can see that here. It opens up this menu which has all of your teams. Our team is Philosophy 2202 F, Western Early Modern Philosophy. So the main page for that is the general section, and that's what you see here in the main part of the app. The general section has this top menu bar, which is where all the different sections are located. Underneath the team title in the team bar are the different channels. The channels are really for communication. There's a general channel, which we've got here, which will be for announcements and things of that sort. I don't expect you guys to be adding things to the general channel. When announcements happen, they'll pop up here. If I need to make an announcement, I'll put it on the general channel. And you'll be able to see when there's new material or content, the channel and the team become bolded for you in your app. Where I see most of you guys adding stuff is in the questions section. The questions channel is dedicated just to questions about the content. So there's questions, there's a conversation about syllabus, organization structure, and other administrative things. If you just click on reply, you can just start typing away and you can send a message to myself or Benjamin Formanek, the co-instructor. If you want to use the rich text editor, you just click on the format thing and you can get all the stuff that you want. It's got a place for attachments. You can add emojis and GIFs and all sorts of other things. If you look at this bottom menu bar, you type in what you want. You can tag Benjamin Formanek or I, and then it'll notify us individually as in our activity center, as well as highlight the team space, the team title, and the question for there being new content. So if you got questions about the syllabus administrative stuff now or as they come up as the term progresses, throw them in here and tag me, and I'll attend to it when I can. I'll be adding different conversations for the different weeks and figures that we'll be looking at. This is where you want to post your Q&A questions. If you got questions about the philosophical content, about the readings, about any of the material we're covering, you can pop in here, write a reply, add the question, and we'll either address the question in the channel itself, or we'll address it in the Friday Q&A session, or we'll do both. So this question channel is really a place for you guys to bring your questions. I see most of your guys's communications with me or Benjamin Formanek occurring in this channel. You can have files here. You can upload files. You can add notes. You can connect with the OneNote notebook here and post notes. But for the most part, we'll be following through with the conversations and the reply to the conversations. The other thing about Microsoft Teams, in addition to being a communication platform, it's a place where we can collaborate and host other sort of technologies that we'll be using. There is a place for files. You upload files here, and they get shared through SharePoint. And anyone, any member of the class can have access to the file stored here. So this is not a place for submitting assignments. This is not a place for posting personal stuff. This is a public place for files. Think of it like a bulletin board. It has a class notebook, an assignment section, and a grades. These are 3 sections come from Microsoft OneNote for students or OneNote for class. I'll talk about that in a different introductory video, but we'll be using that to as an e-learning platform this term. You can access all of that right here in the Teams app. So you don't have to leave Teams to get communicate with Benjamin or I, or to get access to the course materials. There's also integration to our Trello page. I'll show you that here. We have a Trello page. It's set to public, so you don't need a Trello account. Anyone can view it. You can view it right through here. And the Trello page, which is talked about in a different video, contains all the information about the class that you could want. You can watch it so that you're notified through your own Trello account. If there are changes to it, you can put it in calendar view so you can see when things arise in as a calendar. So hopefully that's helpful to you as far as your planning goes. You can access Trello through the Trello website, through the Trello app, or here in Microsoft Teams. The other tabs we have here are to the recordings on Microsoft Stream. I will have a separate video talking about Microsoft Stream and introducing you to that, but they're all accessible within Microsoft Teams, which is why I want to use Teams for our primary e-learning platform. If you can't use Teams for whatever reason, again, all Western students have access to it. Western has already signed off on the privacy issues with regard to it. Doesn't cost anything. You don't have to give up anything other than, you don't have to give up any personal information. It's all part of your Western account as a student. So Microsoft Teams can be very, very helpful and very handy. I think it's much easier to use than OWL. I like to use it much better than OWL. I hope that you will too. If you have a problem with Teams, if you absolutely can't use it, we'll make sure that everything's accessible via OWL as well. It's just not so straightforward to integrate things into OWL and to access things in OWL. So I think that's a big reason why we're using Teams. The other reason is that this is a chance for you guys to learn some technological platforms that occur in the business and corporate world, in the not-for-profit world, in government jobs. No business or corporation uses OWL as far as I know, but lots are using Microsoft Teams. So this is a chance to develop those kind of skills as well. The entire activities of the first week are really geared towards trying to learn and master these e-learning platforms like Microsoft Teams. Take a look at the tutorials that Microsoft or LinkedIn Learning offer. Again, you can find links to those on the Trello card and at the OWL site. And jump right in with Teams and give it a go. We'll all be trying to come up to speed together, so it's going to be a challenge for us all. But I hope that Teams will be easier for all of us to deal with. So I thank you for taking a look at this video, for going with me on this walkthrough through our course, Microsoft Teamspace. And I'm looking forward to meeting you and working with you this term on Philosophy 2202F, Western Early Modern Philosophy. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.